Prior to this, I was an auditor. Then I ventured full-time into teaching. SAP books are great in the content. I will recommend this mathematics tutorial series. The notes are so concise and to the point.
Alright, a very good afternoon. We'd like to welcome all of you to Future Genius Learning Planet, and seated right beside me is none other than Mr. Felix Sim. Hi Felix, would you like to tell the viewers out there who you are, what subjects you teach, and what made you pursue education as a career?
Hi everyone, I'm Felix. Alright, nice to meet you. Okay, so I'm a full-time math tutor for about 8 years right now. Okay, I specialize in primary school and secondary school math. So prior to this, I was an auditor. Alright, I graduated with a Bachelor of Accounting, but I tried and I think auditing is not for me. So I decided to switch to something more meaningful. Okay, so that's when I chose education. So then I ventured full-time into teaching.
Indeed, as we all say, being a teacher is really a vocation for life. So here we have Mr. Felix Sim, a passionate educator of his time. Okay, so the next question goes, Felix, how do you think your students best absorb and retain knowledge?
Alright, so I've been tutoring for about 8 years now. So what I observe from students who can absorb and understand better is, if they really understand what they are learning, instead of just blindly memorizing it and regurgitating it in exams.
Yes.
Alright, so for students who don't understand it, they tend not to be able to apply the concepts properly. Alright, especially when the questions is phrased slightly different, they'll be thrown off already.
Absolutely, and especially when we are living in the real world out there and education is becoming more complex and evolving.
Right.
So from an educator's point of view, what would you say are some of the leading constraints your students face? And for that matter, as a teacher, what are some of the challenges you face?
Right, so let me share first about my challenges as a teacher. So I guess that's the lesson materials. Alright, I think it's very time consuming, for me to create from scratch all the lesson materials, the notes, the questions, on top of teaching full time. So as an educator, we only have time after classes, right? And usually it's late. So that's the main challenge that I believe many teachers face. Whereas for the students is, students being students, they may not have that discipline to write their own notes, to arrange their notes properly. So and all the information is all over the place. Okay, so when they do revision, they tend to not know how to organize this nicely.
Indeed, as they always say, education takes place beyond the four walls of the classroom. So speaking of challenges, Felix, how would you say Singapore Asia publishers books have helped to overcome some of them that you have just mentioned?
Okay, so I think SAP books are great in the content. I like, especially for math, I like how the notes are so concise and to the point, and it's easy for students to do quick revision. And also like how the questions are being set, right? It's very close to exam format, all right? And I think that
the material itself, would you say that they are easily digestible by your learners?
Yes, I think the great thing is that how is being set in bite sizes, right? And I think that helps me a lot to solve my challenges of time constraint coming up with my own content. Okay, and good thing using books that's published by SAP is that I don't have to vet my own notes, right? You have a team that do that full time, so there's make sure it's error free.
Absolutely, and of course we're here talking about quality teaching material for your learner. So Felix, which particular SAP book series would you personally recommend for your students?
Okay, so for secondary students, I will recommend this mathematics tutorial series. Okay, I like this very much because of the concise notes at the beginning of each chapter. And also I like this, what we have here is the teacher's desk. Is where they will highlight all the common errors, common misconceptions that students need to take note when they do the work. So I think that really help in clarifying the concept and make sure they don't do the same mistake. And also I like how the answer keys are very detailed and structured. So it actually helps students and even teachers when we are going through the questions.
Yes, indeed. I 100% concur with Mr. Felix Sim over here because curricula has to be easily digestible by any learner. And how long and how often would you say you have been using the SAP book series?
I've been using this since I started tutoring 8 years ago. All right, because I think that helped me a lot, in saving time to come up with my own materials. Okay, and I use it almost every lesson or every alternate week. So I do have a mix of different materials that I use. Okay, I come up with some of it myself, but the rest I will use SAP materials to help me to supplement the materials for the students in class.
Absolutely, it's extremely important as facilitation to have great curricula. We would like to sincerely thank Mr. Felix Sim for being here with us on this interview. And just before we go, would there be any parting message for all our viewers out there?
Alright, first of all, I would like to thank you for having me here today. Okay, and I would like to take this opportunity to share a bit more about our learning center, Future Genius Learning Planet. So we are an award-winning learning center offering primary and secondary tuition classes for students. Okay, and most of our teachers are ex-MOE school teachers and also full-time experienced tutors. Okay, and we have excellent track record for the past 12 years. Okay, so we offer a wide range of subjects for almost all subjects from preschool up to secondary 4. Okay, and we offer free trial classes. Okay, so parents feel free to drop by, say hi, and let us arrange a free trial class for our child. Okay, so with a Future Genius Learning Planet, you can unleash the A-star genius in your child today.